All right, we're talking about Transformers. Here we go. One thing I don't like about Michael Bay movies is that they tend to include lame scenes that are a quick attempt at getting to know characters or trying to attach us to characters. In 2007's Transformers, this comes at the start of the film in the form of soldiers heading back to base while talking about the things they miss back home. For one character specifically, a wife and newborn baby. Unfortunately, the dialogue in these scenes is so horrendous that it's a chore to become even the slightest bit invested in these characters.
She doesn't know you yet, but she will.
And it's especially egregious when these scenes follow a good bit of opening narration that ends with an ominous message.
But we were already too late.
That can pull us into the film, but the very next scene just takes us right out of it.
Oh God, 5 months of this? Can't wait to get a little taste of home. A plate of mama's alligators etouffee.
You've been talking about barbecue gators and crickets for the last 2 weeks.
Do you see how that ominous tone simply isn't carrying over? We go from Optimus saying that they're already too late to a helicopter that turns out to be carrying human soldiers who seem really relaxed. I don't know if this was supposed to be a fake out, showing a helicopter that you think could be a Decepticon, but really isn't, but it's simply an awful start to the movie.
I'm never going to your mama's house, Fig. I promise.
But Bobby,
I'm not going to your mama's house.
gators are known to have the most succulent meat.
I understand.
Con un poquito de arroz con habichuela
Right.
y unos tostoncitos por el lado.
English, please.
English. I mean, how many times we don't speak Spanish? I told
Why
you
you
that.
gotta ruin it for me, man? That's my heritage. Siempre me estás jodiendo.
So there's talk of gator meat, and these guys not caring for this other guy speaking Spanish. What about this is supposed to make me care about these characters or relate to them in some way?
Hey, you guys remember weekends? Huh? The Sox at Fenway, a cold hot dog and a flat beer.
Perfect day.
What about you, Captain? You got a perfect day?
I just can't wait to hold my baby girl for the first time.
Oh, I gotta keep
Shut up.
Seriously, am I going to care about this guy getting stabbed later because he mentioned Fenway, a hot dog, and a flat beer? And now we see these guys landing at the base, other soldiers relaxing, taking showers, playing with kids, playing with each other. That didn't come out well. So what happened to that ominous message of already being too late? 2 minutes of lame human interactions pass before we get even a hint of a threat. But what if we led with that threat? What would that look like?
But we were already too late.
Colonel Sharp, we have an inbound unidentified infiltrator 10 miles out.
Okay, we're off and running. Optimus says they were already too late, and here's the consequence of that. No messing around here. Someone is making a move, and if we're already familiar with the Transformers brand, then we have an idea that the helicopter is probably a Decepticon. No fake outs here, just some anticipation as we await the inevitable transformation.
Unidentified aircraft, you are in restricted U.S. military airspace.
Walk ident and proceed east out of the area. Raptors 1 and 2, snap to heading 250 to intercept. Bogey's in the weeds 10 miles out, not squawking.
Do you see how we're already picking up the energy? Instead of boring the audience with talk of gator meat, we're seeing the military deal with the situation. And if you're not familiar with the Transformers brand, then you're likely feeling the tension starting to build around the mystery of that helicopter.
Unidentified aircraft, we will escort you to U.S. SOC-CENT Air Base. If you do not comply, we will use deadly force.
Copy on the bogey. Tail, 4500 X-ray.
Sir, says here 4500X was shot down 3 months ago, Afghanistan.
That's got to be a mistake.
Okay, we now have a much better start to this movie. We follow up an ominous message with energy and tension rather than talk of a hot dog and a flat beer.
Check again, then recheck.
I did, sir. A friend of mine was on that chopper.
Unidentified aircraft, we'll escort you to U.S. SOC-CENT.
Radar, where's the inbound?
Bogey's 5 miles out, sir.
4500X, something's not right.
And now the helicopter comes in for a landing and something's not right, unless you're a fan of the Decepticons. This is a beautiful start to the movie, and it'll help introduce us to the soldiers in a more natural way. During the opening attack, a few soldiers are highlighted, and these are the soldiers we follow as the survivors of the base attack, giving us a first impression of them as soldiers on the run from an overwhelming attack. You know, rather than our first impression of them being this.
Gators are known to have the most succulent meat.
I understand.
Con un poquito de arroz con habichuela.
When editing, it's important to find the flow of the story and not interrupt that. For example, placing a flashback in the middle of Sam's class presentation interrupts the flow of that scene.
So for my family genealogy report, I decided to do it on my great-great-grandfather, who was a famous man, Captain Archibald Witwicky, very famous explorer. In fact, he was one of the first to explore the Arctic Circle, which is a big deal. In 1897...
Do you see how that flashback is needlessly interrupting Sam here? We don't need to establish the importance of Sam's great-great-grandfather just yet. We've barely spent any time with Sam. Let's at least get him through this first scene by himself as he tells us about his great-great-grandfather.
He took 41 brave sailors straight into the Arctic shelf.
The ice is freezing faster than it's melting! Chop faster! Heave, men! Heave! No sacrifice! No victory!
Right here, what the movie is doing is planting the Witwicky motto that carries through the movie. No sacrifice, no victory. But the next scene in which this motto is uttered is actually a better place to introduce us to the motto, and I'll show you that later.
We'll get to the Arctic Circle, lads!
So that's the story, right? And here we have some of the basic instruments and tools used by 19th century seamen. This here is the quadrant, which you can get for $80. It's all for sale, by the way. Like the sextant here. $50 for this, which is a bargain.
We're seeing a bit of a mixed message here. First, we see this flashback of Sam's great-great-grandfather, as if he's important. Then, immediately after, we see Sam selling his great-great-grandfather's items, as if his great-great-grandfather wasn't terribly important. This is another reason to move that flashback out of this scene. We need to stay consistent.
These are pretty cool. These are my grandfather's glasses. I haven't quite gotten them appraised yet, but they've seen many cool things.
Are you going to sell me his liver? Mr. Witwicky, this isn't show and sell. It's the 11th grade. I don't think your grandfather would be particularly proud of what you're doing.
I know, I'm sorry. I just, this is all going towards my car fund. You can tell your folks it's on eBay. I take PayPal. Cold Hard Cash works too. And
I know there's a rule of show, don't tell, but it's okay to drop a casual tell before a show that will come later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves in the story. We can discover the importance of Sam's great-great-grandfather along the way. Right now, what's important is that Sam needs money to buy a car. So let's just go with that.
the compass makes a great gift for Columbus Day.
Sam.
Sorry. Unfortunately, my great-great-grandfather, the genius that he was, wound up going blind and crazy in a psycho ward, drawing these strange symbols and babbling on about some giant Iceman that he thought he discovered.
Okay, might be a pop quiz tomorrow, might not.
With Sam talking about strange symbols and a giant Iceman, we're now getting a subtle hint that Sam's great-great-grandfather is somehow tied to the Transformers. This is actually well done. However, that flashback gets in the way of the more casual feel of the classroom setting, which is why it has to go.
So for my family genealogy report, I decided to do it on my great-great-grandfather, who was a famous man, Captain Archibald Witwicky, very famous explorer. In fact, he was one of the first to explore the Arctic Circle, which is a big deal.
Do you see how we're now just moving right through Sam's presentation? Sam now tells us that his great-great-grandfather explored the Arctic right before Sam looks down at the map and folds it away, like it's not really a big deal to him. He doesn't know the importance of what his great-great-grandfather discovered, and neither does the audience at this point.
And here we have some of the basic instruments and tools used by 19th century seamen. This here is the quadrant, which you can get for $80. It's all for sale, by the way. Like the sextant here. $50 for this, which is a bargain. These are pretty cool. These are my grandfather's glasses. I haven't quite gotten them appraised yet, but they've seen many cool things.
And with that flashback gone, we're now seeing that selling items for money toward his car fund is more important to Sam than talking about his great-great-grandfather, which is an attitude Sam carries a bit later when he's going to buy his car and he hears his father telling him the Witwicky motto.
Sam.
Sorry. Unfortunately, my great-great-grandfather, the genius that he was, wound up going blind and crazy in a psycho ward, drawing these strange symbols and babbling on about some giant Iceman that he thought he discovered.
Okay, might be a pop quiz tomorrow, might not.
Sam ends his presentation on a comment that his great-great-grandfather went crazy, saying symbols and talking about a giant Iceman, which, like I said, is actually well done. We just had to remove the flashback to keep the tone consistent. And speaking of consistency, now that the Witwicky motto is moved out of this scene, the first time we hear the motto spoken comes in this scene.
No sacrifice,
Yeah, no victory. You know, I got it. The old Witwicky motto. Right.
So, rather than hearing the motto in a significant situation, then hearing it casually, then hearing it in a vital situation for Sam, we now have the motto spoken casually first, then said in a significant flashback sequence, then said in a vital situation for Sam, allowing for the importance of the Witwicky motto to build throughout the movie. Oh, one more thing about Sam's classroom scene. Another benefit of moving that flashback is that now we don't see Sam telling as much of the story of his great-great-grandfather, which means that he mostly uses his presentation to sell items, rendering this teacher all the more amazing for giving Sam such a high grade on his presentation.
What would Jesus do?
One thing I won't give a high grade on, though, is how Optimus Prime is presented in the scene at Sam's house. There's definitely some misplaced attempted humor that interrupts the flow of this scene in places. Let's take a look at that. And remember, this scene is supposed to be about the Autobots needing Sam to find his great-great-grandfather's glasses.
Sleep good, handsome man. What are you doing? What are you doing? No, watch the path. Watch the path. Watch the path. Please, please, please. No, wait. No, no. No.
Oops. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, you couldn't wait for 5 minutes. You couldn't wait for 5 minutes. I told you, just stay. Just stay.
Do we really want to see Optimus accidentally stepping on something and saying, oops, my bad? This is Optimus Prime. He's not a joke. He's Optimus freaking Prime, a military guy who leads troops. Let's show a little respect to his character.
I told you, watch him. I told you.
Okay, you know what? They seem to be in a little bit of a rush.
This is bad. No! Mojo! Mojo! Off the rope! God. Wait, no, easy, hold on. Oh, this is Mojo. He's a pet of mine.
Now we have Sam's dog, Mojo, urinating on Ironhide's foot as Sam stresses out again. Do you see how we're way off the subject of Sam looking for the glasses? These attempts at humor are simply out of context with the scene, and the scene has just started.
Okay, that's all. Put the guns away. Put them away. Please.
You have a rodent infestation. Shall I terminate?
No. He's not a rodent. He's a chihuahua. This is my chihuahua. We love chihuahuas, don't we?
He's leaked lubricants all over my foot.
He peed on you? Bad Mojo. Bad Mojo.
Bad Mojo.
I'm sorry, he's got a male dominance thing. That's all it is.
It's gonna rust.
All right. Oh, okay. Shh. Shut up and go hide.
Just hurry. Autobots recon.
Alright, finally we have Sam entering the house, Optimus telling him to hurry, and Optimus giving an order to his troops. Now we're getting somewhere. Unfortunately, it took some time to get here.
No. Oh, come on. What is this?
Time is short.
They really want those glasses.
What are you doing? Okay.
Please hurry.
Okay, here we have a bit of repetition. Once again, we have Optimus telling Sam to hurry, and we really don't need to hear it again so soon, which means that the least important of those is expendable. I would say the previous time in which Sam is told to hurry can be cut, especially since this clip has Michaela entering the room, and that's important to the scene.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's definitely gone.
What do you mean?
My glasses were in the bag. They were in the backpack, and now the backpack isn't here.
Well, they're gonna be pissed. So what do you want to do?
So what I think you should do is you should check this whole section here. Just give it a clean sweep, and I'll get the corner here. Yeah, no, but not there. That's my private. Sorry. I didn't mean to look inside of my treasure chest.
You should be way more specific so I don't get in trouble in your room. I'm already stressed out enough.
What now? No. This isn't hiding. This is my backyard, not a truck stop. Oh, God.
Once again, we have an expendable clip. There's nothing of value going on here. We're just distracting from the search for the glasses again.
Sam. Oh, I can't deal with this. I can't. What? Oh, no. This is my mother's flat. Okay, listen, you gotta listen to me. If my parents come out here and they see you, they're gonna freak out. My mother's got a temper, okay?
We must have the glasses.
I know you need the glasses. I've been looking everywhere. They're not here. They're definitely not here.
Keep searching.
And now we have Optimus saying, oops, again. Why? He's not little Annie.
Oops.
We also have an extra helping of Sam being stressed out, as if we haven't already seen that enough. Also, we have more repetition of Optimus saying they need the glasses, then telling the Autobots to fall back after they were already transformed and quiet just a minute ago. Why did they go back to robot mode and start talking again? Why did Optimus interrupt Sam's search for the glasses just to remind him that they need the glasses? The Autobots' movements in this scene are simply nonsensical. Let's try to alter that a bit.
Sleep good, handsome man. Where are you? No. Oh, come on.
Autobots recon.
So, with all of Optimus's bumbling cut out, we now keep the focus of the scene intact. Once Sam gets his dad to turn away, he rushes straight to his room to search for the glasses. Now we have Sam stressing over the glasses rather than stressing over a bunch of other things that we really don't care about right now. We're also now only seeing Optimus give an order that is followed. We're treating him with the respect of the commanding officer that he is.
What is this?
Time is short.
They really want those glasses.
What are you doing? Okay.
Please hurry.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's definitely gone.
What do you mean?
My glasses were in the bag. They were in the backpack, and now the backpack isn't here.
And now, this is the first and only time that we hear Optimus telling Sam to hurry. This is also only the second time Sam stresses out in this scene. First to his dad, then to Michaela. And this scene still holds its energy, even while giving us fewer of Sam's stress outs to annoy us.
Sam.
Oh, I can't deal with this. I can't. You gotta do something here. You gotta do something here.
Autobots, fall back.
Please, for 5 minutes. Good? Okay.
And with more Optimus bungling and Sam stressing cut out, we now have Sam more calmly asking Optimus to back off a bit. That's what we're going for with these alterations. We want to keep the energy up, but we also don't want to overdo anything. We want to keep the flow of the scene running smooth without interruption. I mean, later in the movie, do we really want to see Bumblebee lubricating on someone?
Where's Sector 7?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
Get that thing to stop, huh?
All right, tough guy, take it off.
What are you talking about?
Or would we rather skip that and stay focused on the point of the scene?
Where's Sector 7?
Wouldn't you like to know?
All right, tough guy, take it off.
What are you talking about?
Your clothes, all of it, off.
For what?
For threatening my dad.
Remember, every action taken by a character gives us, the audience, impressions of those characters. Do we really want Optimus leaving an impression of being clumsy? Do we want Bumblebee giving us an impression of being a character who urinates on people? This is why a character either shouldn't take an action that is out of character for them or overdo that action, not even for the sake of humor. Leaving a bad impression isn't worth dropping a joke, and it's certainly not worth losing the focus of the scene. That's all I have for now. Please tune in next time when, of course, I'm going to make some changes to Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, because no one wants to see this.
Hold those.
What is that?
What?